Hello everybody, welcome back to Action Jack Media, and welcome back to the What If My Hero Academia Quirks Were Ben 10 Aliens series. Episode 2. Just like last time, we're going to be doing more of a narrative thing with this. I don't have a whole lot to say at the beginning of this. I just kind of want to get into the meat and potatoes of this video, so enjoy. We begin in media res, as Ben is being chased through a shipping port by an enormous mutated rabbit, being ridden by none other than Dr. Aloysius Animo himself. Ben jumps behind a shipping container as he fiddles with the Omnitrix as it has recently timed out. Come on, hurry up and recharge! I do not feel like becoming bunny chow today! The shipping container Ben is hiding behind is then batted to one side by the rabbit, and Ben is now face to face with it.
There you are, young Tennyson. I'm afraid your luck has finally run out!
But mine has not! Gwen, in her new and improved Lucky Girl outfit, flies in and hits Animo in the face with a jujitsu kick, knocking off the helmet he was using to control the rabbit. The helmet hits the ground and shatters, and as it does, the rabbit screeches in anger, fear, and pain.
Obey my commands! I am your master!
The rabbit charges at Animo, but before it can collide with him, the Omnitrix lights up and Ben transforms into one of his new forms, Amplitude. Ben plugs his cords into the speaker-like legs and hits the rabbit with a blast of high-pitched sonic vibrations, which veer it off course and send it crashing into the base of a crane, knocking it out. Meanwhile, Gwen has tied Animo up in bands of mana.
So, you like a girl again?
Yeah, since I've learned more about magic, I don't need some dusty old artifact to give me powers.
Cool.
Amplitude. Based on Kyokojira and her Quirk earphone jack, I thought this one was actually kind of challenging. I sketched a few different designs on paper before finally putting it to digital pad here. I think the final result is pretty good. I didn't want to make it look too much like Echo. I think you probably saw in the recording that it was all white before, but then I got some critique saying that it looked very much like Echo, and I agreed. So I changed up the color palette a little bit and made it a little bit more frog-like, kind of aquatic looking for some reason. I don't know, I really liked the mouth design and stuff on this, and the idea that these headphone things are part of its biological anatomy rather than it being some sort of artificial construct. Also, huge shout out to the Ink Tank server over on Discord, and specifically to @SerpentSparrow on Twitter. They helped me do the voice for Amplitude, and I hope you enjoyed it. The link to their Twitter is in the description. They do some really cool art, and they actually did some fan art of one of my characters in the past. Yeah, go check them out. They're awesome, and I really appreciate them helping me out with this video. The rust bucket slams on its brakes to narrowly avoid a herd of antelope crossing a busy highway that were being chased by a tiger. Max immediately understands what's wrong with this picture as the Tentacents were on their way to the zoo. There must have been a breakout. I'm sure the police are already on their way. But we should make sure nobody is hurt. Ben, do what you can to round up these animals. Sure thing, Grandpa. Ben selects one of his new transformations that he knows will be perfect for this job. Ben runs out onto the street and the tiger stops, shifting its attention to its new prey. The tiger lunges at Ben, but before it gets too close, Ben slams down on the Omnitrix and transforms into a large, bark-skinned alien.
Hey there, kitty. Why don't you calm down, huh?
The tiger then slows down and walks up to Ben, rubbing its face against him like a house cat. Ben pets the tiger.
Antelope, you don't have to be scared anymore. Go on back to your enclosure.
And the antelope do just that. They stop, turn heel, and start walking back toward the zoo. Gwen exits the RV. Picking Fonolog was actually a pretty good plan for once, doofus. You didn't try to brute force it like usual.
I'm capable of being strategic, but sometimes it's just more fun to hit stuff.
Ben says as he flexes his wooden muscles. Grandpa Max chimes in. Great work out there. Might be more escapees nearby, though. We should go look for them. So, Fonolog. I really enjoy Koji Koda as kind of the more of a background character that he is, but I enjoyed making this alien quite a bit. He has that kind of wooden bark-like, almost like nymph or satyr look to him that I really thought was cool, like the hooves that I gave him, and I love the name as well. I got a name suggestion from a bunch of people on the Discord server, but the name Fonolog came just because, like, fauna as in animals, and then dialogue or monologue as in speaking to animals, and then also he looks like a tree specifically because of the name, so L-O-G, log. It's a three-way portmanteau pun, and it's freaking genius. I also think this is probably one that, in canon, I think Gwen probably named, because I think the name itself is just a little bit more clever than 12-year-old Ben maybe would have come up with. I mean, I'm not putting it too far past him, it's not that bad, but yeah, I think this is one that Gwen maybe would have named. Ben sits in the rust bucket, looking out the window, leaning against his hand. It's not fair. Why did Gwen get to go see her dumb old documentary, but I'm not allowed to see the premiere of Sumo Slammers 4 Kinko's Dynasty? Because I'm doing an extra credit report on it, and you still haven't done the dishes after being told 9 different times, Gwen said from behind her laptop screen. I was gonna get around to it. I was just busy being a hero. Now, Ben, I know this movie is important to you, but we just don't have time to make a pit stop right now. You need to be in Arizona by nightfall. Fine. That night, while parked in a small city just inside the border of Arizona, Ben sneakily exits the RV and walks down the road until he sees a small movie theater with a huge line outside waiting to get tickets. Oh man, the movie's gonna start any minute now. I gotta get inside. I bet Cuddleflash could help me with that. Ben ducks into an alley and transforms into an alien that resembles a little floating cuttlefish.
That's now it's time to see some Sumo Slammer action.
Ben then turns completely invisible and sneaks his way right into the movie theater. After enjoying his cheesy action flick, Ben exits the theater and runs right into Grandpa Max, who has been waiting for him outside. Max scolds Ben for abusing his powers and grounds him. Cuddleflash. This alien was based obviously off of Toru Higakure. It was actually kind of difficult to design this alien that was supposed to be completely invisible. I was, racking my brain a little bit on how I could do it exactly. Maybe it was just Ben transforms as always invisible and it's just a floating Omnitrix or whatever. And I thought that was a funny idea, but not really great for this kind of video where it's a speed paint thing. So I was talking to the Ink Tank Discord and somebody suggested, we'll make it an octopus or something where it can camouflage. And I had the idea, okay, well, what about an octopus or a cuttlefish that actually has more color changing ability, but instead of actually changing its color, it just bends light around it so that it can become perfectly invisible. And then it would also be able to use that light bending ability to create the large flashes of light that Toru also has for her special move or whatever. And that way it sets it apart from Chameleon, where he actually is more camouflage than invisibility, right? He, still casts a shadow and stuff. This guy, Cuddleflash, would not cast a shadow. The light would go completely around him and just, as if it didn't exist. Shout out to Wes Bull over on Discord. He played the voice of Cuddleflash in this little clip that you watched. He didn't give me anything to link in the description or anything, but, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. After setting up camp in the great wild forests of Yosemite National Park, as is now tradition for the Tennyson family, Ben sits lounging in a lawn chair, listening to some music on the radio, when an emergency news broadcast comes on. Attention! There has been call for evacuation of Yosemite National Park and its surrounding area. There have been reports of alien monsters that seem to be attacking tourists. Please evacuate immediately. Max and Gwen look at Ben. What? It wasn't me. Obviously, dork. But we should go help those people or stop those alien monsters or something before anyone actually gets hurt. Right! Guess that means it's hero time! Ben slaps down the Omnitrix and transforms into a multi-armed alien with eyes, mouths, and hands coming off of each of its fleshy protuberances.
Tentacents? Ugh, I was hoping for Legwork. Oh well, I guess this guy's the best I have for tracking now that Wildmud is locked.
Ben shifts his tentacles to have lots of ears and eyes growing on the ends of them, and after a moment or two, a few of his ears swivel in a direction.
I think I hear screaming coming from that direction.
And so, the Tennyson trio follow Tentacents into the woods to look for this so-called alien monster. Tentacents was based on Mezzo Shoji and his quirk Dupla Arms. I actually really like Shoji a lot in the anime. He's one of those characters that, really grew on me for some reason. His design is really weird and freaky, and I like it a lot. And I really enjoyed the look that I gave this alien. obviously it has kind of those like stinkfly eyes and this weird crab-like face and stuff, and I just wanted to up the weird just that little bit more and give him, just a lot of charm. I think, this guy was one of my favorites so far to make, and I hope you all agree. Big shout out to Larrytoons over on YouTube. Cool dude. He actually played 2 separate characters in this episode. He played Tentacents in the clip that you just watched now, and he also played Legwork in the next clip that you're about to listen to. So thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it, and I hope to work with you again in the future. The Tentacents follow the noise until they see a group of people running away from a car that has been recently tossed in their direction. Quickly, without thinking, Ben remembers his future self tapping the Omnitrix to transform him into Diamond Head. Ben instinctively slaps the Omnitrix and switches from Tentacents into the alien he wanted earlier, Legwork. Then, in an instant, Ben sprints full speed at the people, scooping them all up just before the vehicle could collide with them.
Don't worry, citizens, I will take care of this.
Ben then turns to look at the monster that threw the car, and what he sees horrifies him. About 60 or so feet away stands a Wigzelian orc beast, but this one is different from any other that he's seen. This one is much larger and has mottled gray skin with large cracks in it, multiple arms, and sections that almost look like exposed muscle, with a deep red color and a rough texture.
Could this be another animal monster? Surely not. Animal doesn't have access to orc beasts.
There's no time to overthink this. I need to take this thing out fast before it really hurts someone.
Ben bolts at the creature, his engines burning a bright blue as he runs. The beast lunges at him, slams one of its arms into the ground. Ben dodges it, and then flanks him, jumps off a nearby RV, and kicks it in the back of the head. The beast whirls around and swats another one of its many arms at Ben. He dodges again, and then goes for a kick to the gut, but as he does, the creature turns intangible, and Ben's foot passes right through him. Then it solidifies again, trapping Ben's leg inside. The beast then spins around and releases Legwork, throwing him a good 25 feet as he slides across the dirt. Then everything clicks in Ben's head.
The Null Void! This thing must have came from the Null Void!
The beast comes in for another overhead smash, but before its attack can connect, they're stopped by a force field of pink mana. Ben, go! I can't hold him for long! Ben gets up and runs out from underneath the shield as Max pelts the monster with plasma bullets from a plumber weapon. Ben gets a running start, jumps high in the air, and while airborne, he blasts the engines in his leg to give him a high-velocity spin. He kicks the orc beast in its face hard, knocking him out. Just in time, too, as the Omnitrix times out just as Ben lands. Oh yeah! That's how Team Tennyson operates! As Ben is celebrating his win, the Omnitrix chimes and states,
Fractured DNA detected. Would you like to repair?
Yes? The Omnitrix then shoots out a beam from its dial, scanning the orc beast. And as it does, the creature shifts and reverts and starts to look much more like a normal Wigzelian. Green skin, 2 arms, etc.
Tetraman DNA removed. Ectonurite DNA removed.
The Omnitrix then reverts back to its red charging mode. Huh. That's weird. Max puts a hand on Ben's shoulder. Yeah, and I have a bad feeling that this isn't the last of these hybrids that we'll see this summer. Legwork, obviously based on Tenya Ida. This one, I actually really had a hard time with. I redrew this one like 10 different times, no pun intended, trying to find exactly the right component of parts. At one point, I think he even looked like a centaur with like a horse body, and I was going to name him Horsepower or something, but that didn't work, and I eventually just kind of settled on taking Ida's design and simplifying it down to its base parts, exaggerating the lower legs because that's where the engines would be stored, and he actually kind of ended up being kind of samurai-like, but with the bike helmet and all that stuff. I really like how this guy turned out, and I don't know how obvious it is, but the little orange orbs on his arms and legs are actually supposed to be kind of like gasoline fuel containers that would naturally recharge, but as Ben uses this alien more and more and runs and stuff, you would see that those gauges start to go down. And of course, once they're empty, the engines would stall, and you'll have that weakness that Tenya does, where if he does the Recipro boost or whatever, he won't have enough energy to continue. So I hope you enjoy this guy. I really liked the process of doing this one, and it was a ton of fun. I feel like I say that with every single one of these, like, oh, I really enjoyed this video. Yeah, I'm an artist, I like making art, duh. But it's a lot of fun to come up with these ideas and draw this stuff, so I really do enjoy sharing it with you guys, and I hope you like it. So, anyway. So, here's all the designs we had this video. This was a fun one. It was a little bit more challenging than the last one for a few different reasons, but, you know, I can't wait to make more. Once again, huge shout out to everybody that I mentioned who helped me with the voice acting and all that stuff. Please go down to the description and check out all of their links and everything. They were awesome about this and literally couldn't have done this without you, and I want to branch out and do some more voice acting work like this, kind of, you know, help expand my network and, you know, do all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, if you are watching this and you enjoyed it and you want to leave a like and subscribe, leave me a comment about what you want to see next. I have a lot of videos coming down the pipeline, so, you know, keep an eye on the channel. Make sure you hit the bell, all that stuff, you know, you gotta say it. And I'm doing a lot of Ben 10 content right now, and I have some other ideas for non-Ben 10 stuff, but, you know, it's coming, it's working. I'm trying to get this channel monetized. I don't have the watch hours yet, so if you could share this video around, share it with your friends, try to, you know, get me some traction here, that would be amazing. I'd love to be able to make this my job. It would be a dream. So thank you all, seriously, so much for everything, and I will see you next time. Peace.
I thought you said that would have worked.
Relax, kid. I didn't count on him having a new set of uglies. We'll get him next time. Or at the very least, wear him down.
You better be right, old man.
Warp Gate, take us home.
Of course.